श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषा। कामयेष क्रोधयेषः रजोगुण समुद्भवः महाशनो महापाप्मा विद्येनमिह वैरिणम्। Then let us see what here about krodha, about anger. We will discuss later, there will be occasions. Now, we will look at the chapter. These binding desires themselves do not give any leisure in the mind to know the reality of oneself. Because the desire is, if it is a binding one, desire itself builds up pressure. And it stems from a sense of inadequacy, a sense of want, I am no good. And things have to be fixed up. So this is the basic spiritual problem. We can call it a spiritual problem. And over and above other problems. But the spiritual problem is the problem that is common in all human beings. That I am a wanting person, limited and all that. That's basic concept about oneself. So that problem cannot be addressed, doesn't get addressed. So unless one gets some kind of opportunity, born of punya, we don't know how it happens, but Shastra tells Ishvara Anugraha Deva and this Pumsam Advaita Vasana. There should be some kind of samskara which is born of Ishvara Anugraha. There is no chance for one to hear Advaitam, the word Advaitam itself doesn't make any sense to people. Even great acharyas didn't make any sense out of it. Great in the sense they were gifted people. But when it comes to this thing, they always had problems. For want of right teachers. So you require to have that opportunity to expose to Advaita and understand what Advaita is. And their understanding was, the world is Maya. The world is delusion. But the Shastra, the Upanishad doesn't say that. That is why they don't touch Upanishads. They will leave them alone. They will go only to Gita. But Gita also they will have their own. Upanishads they won't do because it's very difficult to interpret as they want. But they will use all their skills with language, logic and all that to interpret something. Because the wrong understanding of the whole thing is delusion. And therefore they will say, Shankara says, the world is a delusion. How can it be? Now everybody loves delusion. Neither Upanishad says that, nor the Gita says that, nor Shankara says that. And nobody says that. Anyone who knows what it is all about, nobody says. Modern Vedanta may say so many things. They don't deserve consideration. And therefore we need not bother about that part of it. The traditionalists themselves have this problem. They say that. Somebody wrote a book, Shatadushani, 100 errors in Advaita. All our Purva Pakshas are taken to be the Siddhanta. Anirvachaniyam Jagat, and that is Dushanam. And that is a defect. Either it should be this or it should be that. Then what about the world? You just look at any one thing you take. Very pathetic. The Upanishad doesn't say the world is Maya or Mithya. The Upanishad says the world is Brahman. Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma. Isha Vasyam Vidam Sarvam. Nowhere it is said this is delusion. This is Brahman. Therefore you have to understand what it is all about. Brahman is name. That is to be understood. Anadimat param brahma nasattan nasaduchyate. Nyayam yattat pravakshami yajñatva moksham asnute. Anadimat param brahma nasattan nasaduchyate. Sarvatah panipadam tat sarvatokshi shiromukam. Sarvatah shrutimal loke sarvam avritya tishtati. Sarvendriya gunabhasam sarvendriya vivarjitam. Nirgunam gunabhoktrija. Kya baat hai? Nyayam. Nyayam yattat pravakshami. Yajñatva amrudamashnute. Anadimat param brahma nasattan nasaduchyate. This is a thing to be known. All that is here is Brahman. It is sarvata panipadam tat. Sarvatokshi shiromikam. All eyes, all ears, all hands, all legs. Sarvam avritya tishtati. It pervades everything and remains. And therefore, for want of a good teacher, these acharyas, otherwise they were brilliant. If you read what they write and all that, brilliant people. But it's very clear to me that we require a proper teacher. Otherwise we should keep away from Vedanta. That parampara must be proper. Because his whole methodology is important. And what is taught also is important. To understand what is Advaita, it's all that is here is Advaita. And so that is called Advaita. It is not going to pop up and one day. What is already popped up is Advaita. It will not pop up. It's an amazing vision. And so, this jnanam is denied because of this manifest form of this ajnanam. There is a veil. Because all that is here is prakatita param brahma. Therefore, whatever you see is Brahman, and the seer is Brahman, sight is Brahman. Nobody can deny this. Because we are not proposing something hidden. Nothing is hidden. Brahman has no hiding place. And if that is all that is here is Brahman, and it is self-evident, then how one doesn't know? That is Ashcharya. That's a wonder. So to make the person see is a methodology. Because it is self-evident. You don't require to reveal. Pramana doesn't work that way for Atma. Doesn't require to be revealed. But whatever that denies you the vision, that has got to be spirited away. That can only be ajnana. Like that fellow who comes and asks me, hey, do you know Swami Dayananda? I am traveling. I am sitting in this corner, the corner seat. In the economy, 3 seats are there. In the middle, this fellow is sitting. He is from Australia. Later I learnt. I am sitting here. Poor fellow cannot fit in this economy seat. Because he is luxurious. He is not economy man. He is a first class man. He's not an ordinary man. And then he removes the handle, handrest. The handrest he removes. And he fits himself into that. You can look at my position. I cannot move any further. Any further, only I will be going down. There is no further going. As far as I can go, I have gone. I am not a lean guy either. And so, I am sitting this. After a few minutes, after takeoff, he asked me, he just talked to me, I suppose you are a Swami. I said, yes. And then I learnt he is from Australia. And he is going to meet a Swami. He gives me one piece of paper wherein is written this address. And do you know this Swami? Then I saw the address, Swami Dayananda, Purani Jadi Rishikesh. By any chance, do you know this person? So, I can now make a practical joke. I don't know. I can say. And then before this, I am also going to Rishikesh. He is going to Rishikesh to see this Swami. First time. He is asking me the question. Now I can go a little earlier and then sit there. Then he comes there to see Swami. Then it will be interesting, nice to see him. He will come and ask me again, can I meet Swami Dayananda? No, he will ask me. So, he will be surprised. Because I didn't tell him I am Swami Dayananda. But I told him, I don't do these kind of things. Only in the class I make people laugh. But in life I don't do that. And so, I told him, I am Swami Dayananda. You decide whatever you want. Now, this is Swami Dayananda. Whom you want to meet is this Swami. This fellow experiences me. This is called experience. Mandu's experience is this. Just he is experiencing me right in front of this fellow. I am experiencing him. He is sitting upon me. And therefore, what are you talking? And if I experience him, he must be experiencing me also. And therefore, and this guy is sitting upon me, asking me, so do you know Swami Dayananda? What is it that is denying? People say there is a mistake. It is not mistake, sir. It is ajnana. Ajnana nivritti eva jnana. Somebody has to introduce this person. Already prakatita. Vishesha vijnanam nasti. That I am a Swami, he knew. That much he has got some information. He might have met some Swami. And so he wants to know. This is called Vishesha Jnana. Swami is evident. This is a Swami is evident. But which Swami? Swami Yatana Swami Yadina. So there are so many Swamis are there. And therefore, so this is that Swami. Which Swami? At Rishikesh. Dayananda. Tatkala Desha. Avachinna Dayananda. That Dayananda of Rishikesh of that time later is going to see that Dayananda is this Dayananda under his thigh. This Dayananda. What denies? What is anubhutam is Brahman. What is being experienced is Brahman. The one who experiences is Brahman. Every experience is Brahman. Object of experience is Brahman. What denies it? only ajnana. And the ramification of ajnana. This desire is the ramification of ajnana. It's not vibhuti desire. That's why it's a binding desire. Vibhuti means glory. And this binding desire doesn't allow you. It can only push you into action. Then afterwards you pick up again heartburns. Because you cannot fulfill that easily. Because there are other fellows for the same thing. And they also have got the same problem, pressure. So they are also working for it. And you follow dharma and they follow adharma. They win and you don't win. Then you ask me the question afterwards, why Swamiji? Adharma people always win. I always tell them, dharma people also win. Adharma people also are in jail. And therefore it's not that always they win. Some one's own agnis make them say that. And so again that creates further problem. So this is never ending, unsatiated, and not satiable at all. And that is what is called kamaha, mahashanaha. Then anger. The other gundas are there. And lobha, matsarya, jealousy, fear, and frustration, and what? And the whole breed, it belongs to that kama breed, binding kama breed. And therefore, this kama covers everything. It's born, itself is born of, I am not purna. I am not kritakrityaha. I am not free from what is to be done, what is to be accomplished. Because the fact I am Purnaha is not clear. So I am Purnaha is not clear. And what is self-evident is the whole I want to be. And it is taken to be as incomplete, small, insignificant. So the mistake, this person, I am insignificant, is very clear. If there was any doubt, internet makes it more clear. The comparable, the earth and Jupiter and everything. So when you feel good, the earth is so big when you look at Pluto. From earth's standpoint, earth, Mars, Pluto, Venus, Pluto. Earth is big planet. Until you begin to look at it from Jupiter and Saturn. This looks a puny, little bigger than ping pong ball. You saw all that. Lesser than a tennis ball. In between. Jupiter is bigger. And Saturn is bigger. So everybody has So somebody lesser, you feel good. This is for mental health. So like these pots. Yeah. This pot really feels good. Otherwise, it's a very small pot. But this pot feels good with this fellow. And this fellow has got a complex. Looking at this fellow, I am nobody. He is like this. But he has his own mental health. How does he? No, there's no problem. So he has got his own. Thank God, thank God, thank God. So I am not that small, I'm better. So. Yeah. Puriyurda. This is how we live. Always have a lesser fellow. That's why people always seek friendship of people who are little lesser. Here lesser, and here lesser, and in height also little lesser. Because nobody, I saw one at the airport, one tall fellow, maybe 7 feet 25 inches. So this fellow is so tall, my God, he is a basketball player, I think. And he's so tall. And he has his wife or girlfriend, whoever, and that person goes along with him, but never walks along with him, side by side. Complex. He can put a complex to anybody. Even that giraffe will have a complex. And this fellow is so tall, and this woman always goes behind it, not next to him. Complex. That was very revealing to me. So I said, look at this. So this, because it feels so small, and this is uneven bars. So this is it's like this. Yeah, this is our mental health. Living like this. All settlement for a life of settlement, just settlement for a life that is not really full. It's always a compromised life. All because the problem is not addressed, is not allowed to be addressed because of karma. For some people, this denial, this avarana, is just like yata vannihi, like fire is covered by smoke. The smoke is it is not stationary. It will go away. And there will be some vague idea also. So, but the smoke will go away. And then, therefore, in the wake of some wind, it will go away. In the wake of teaching, it will go away. Adhikari Vedat. This Pradibandha Vedaha. What denies you, that is called Pradibandha, and that Pradibandhanam Vedaha. There is a Veda difference. Then, yata adarshaha dhumena briyate vannihi yatadarshaha malena cha. Yata adarshaha. Adarsha is a mirror. Mirror has been in this country for a long time. Adarsha is used also in the Upanishad, in the Veda. And so, yata darshaha malenacha. Yata, just as adarshaha, a mirror with some dust, malena, dirt, whatever it is, dust particles. Then you look at it, so you have a vague picture, a very vague picture. And that is somebody who is in the process, a vague idea the person has got. And then that requires a little bit effort. You have to wipe it out, clean. Little effort, a little meditation, etc. you have to do in order to have the vastu clear to you. And then he says, yata ulbena avritaha garbaha. By the baby inside, garbaha. The garbaha is that the child, the baby, the fetus is covered by the womb. That you have to wait. Time, you have to wait so many months. Then in time, the child is born. It comes to manifest. It comes to see the light of day. That is a little more. You can see. So the smoke and fire. Smoke will roll away easily without much of our effort. The wind will take care of it. We wait for some time, it becomes clear. And this one, you have to make some small effort for making the mirror clean, wiping out all the dust. Then the third one, you wait it out. Therefore, nobody is denied. This avaranadi pradibandha is, there are manifold pradibandhas. In different levels, there is pradibandha. But at all levels, what is common is kamaha. The binding kama. Any pradibandha is kama. And the kama and its broods. Kama yesha krodha yesha. So kama and its broods. Binding kama. And therefore, so this is the pradibandha. That is why anichannapi. Even if the person doesn't want to do a dharma, but he is forced, driven by that kama alone, by the pressure released by kama. Kama, the pressure, what I used that word, that's also Bhagavan's word. Elsewhere, so kama krododbhavam vegam sodum shaknoti yaha prak sharira vimokshanat. Before the body falls, the one who is able to take care of the power, the force released by this kama and krodha. Kama krododbhavam vegam. Sodum yaha shaknoti. The one who is able to manage that, neutralize that, that fellow will know even sharira. Sharira vimokshanat prak. Before the body falls, one has to do that. Then one can know, etc. in the Gita. Called Gita. And therefore, so this tena idam, tena kamena idam, this vastu, idam jnanam, avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena kaunteya dushpurena nalena cha avrutam jnanametena. Vernon panna. Purposely I did. So, this avrutam jnanam yetena. Yetena. By this yetena kamena. This kamena jnanam avrutam. Jnanam here is antakaranam, we have to say. Jnayate anena iti jnanam. Antakaranam. This kamena avrutam. This is avarana. Kama itself, because Atma is avruta, Purna Atma is avruta. Therefore the kama. I am small, therefore I want to be somebody. So I want to be somebody is from the fact that I am small, insignificantly small. And therefore, I want to be somebody, I have to do something. Therefore, kama, to prove myself, I am somebody. Nothing wrong in it, but given the fact, that should be a natural pursuit. The fact is, I am small. The attempt is to be somebody, at least recognized. Within the small, all are small people, somebody a little bigger than small. All are equal, but some are more equal than others. You know? Some are unequal. Certain fellows are more equal. Generally all are equal, all are insignificant. For insignificant also has got some significant. In some the significant has got a K. It's not C. Insignificant. Kant is K-A-N-T. Insignificant. Therefore can be improved, okay? It can and therefore another fellow is insignificantal. And so there are so many within the insignificant there are aage piche kuch hota hai. There is always little different. All are equal, some are more equal than others. This is the thing to be understood. If you do not understand, if you don't understand, if it is not understood, you are okay, okay? There is no problem. You are still significant. So, avrutam jnanametena, antakaranam avrutam from the truth which is all that is here, self-evident and it is manifest. Jnatri jnana jnaya rupena yad vartate tasya jnanam means jnanam, this where it takes place. Jnata, knower, jnanam, knowledge and known. All the three of them are one vastu, Brahman. And that can be known where, that is called jnanam. And that is shrouded in ajnanam and therefore kama. Kamena avrutam. See, the idea is, if it is mere ajnanam, you won't have a problem. There are a lot of things you don't know. That ajnanam doesn't cause any problem. Here, Atma Jnanam, which is non-dual, which is always there, which cannot be hidden at all. And that is denied in terms of knowledge, because one is born ignorant. And that's how the situation, the reality is. And then every human being is endowed with the faculty to know. The minimum knowledge is to know this fact, this reality. If that minimum knowledge is gained, then you find that this is the maximum knowledge you can get. That is the minimum required in order to feel free from the struggles we have. And that is the minimum knowledge. That is all what you require. This minimum knowledge you have the maximum. I am the whole. That is the minimum knowledge. Without that minimum knowledge, you can never rest content. There is no satisfaction, there is no comfort. Being just yourself. Somebody came to one place and said, I don't feel comfortable here. Then he went to another place. He doesn't feel comfortable there. Then he went to another place. I don't feel comfortable here. Then where will you be comfortable? Wherever you will go, you won't be comfortable. It's all very hot seat. Wherever he goes and sits, everything is hot, not comfortable. Nothing is comfortable. And from this we can understand, if I'm not comfortable here, I'm not comfortable there, I'm not comfortable there, wherever I go I'm not comfortable, on the road I'm not comfortable, at home I'm not comfortable. In fact, at home I am more uncomfortable. And therefore, I am not comfortable. I am not at home, and therefore I'm not comfortable. Mandu, you are not comfortable being yourself. Correct? My Mandu is a nice fellow, okay? He is a good man. My Mandu is an imagined person, nothing to do with anybody, okay? So this is an imagined fellow. I am addressing him. Yeah? If you are not comfortable anywhere, playing any role, you are not comfortable. As a son, I am not comfortable. As a husband, I am always uncomfortable. And therefore, as a father, I am uncomfortable. As an employee, I am not comfortable. As a citizen, I am not comfortable. India is always a problem. I am not comfortable. Why you are not comfortable as a citizen? So we have a prime minister, and we have a prime minister, and he can't make decisions. Then he has to consult the party president. Party president has to consult from Italy. And so information has to come from Italy. And therefore it's a problem. I'm not comfortable as a citizen. As a neighbor, I'm not comfortable. And I thought I would go to Vedanta and then listen. And there it's all Sanskrit, and therefore I'm not comfortable. No, I'm not comfortable. Your problem is, now it's very clear to me, your problem is you. You are not comfortable being yourself. Discern that. Therefore, you are the problem. And nobody else can be the solution. If you are the problem, you are the solution. Suppose there is no solution at all. This is another question. Suppose there is no solution at all, you will always be a problem. To yourself and to others therefore. No, suppose there is no solution. Only problem is there. Some kind of an existential argument. Existentialist argument. No solution. Now look at this way. I say, if you are a problem, then you should be the solution. That is true. கொஞ்சம் வேலை பண்றது. That is true. If you are the problem, you are the solution. That is true. But can I be the solution? If there is a solution, you should be the solution. That is true. I say you are the solution. What is the solution? Because you are not the problem. You are talking like a Vedantin. Hey, I am a Vedantin. This is Vedanta. You are Vedantin. The truth of Vedanta is you. Then I tell you all is going to be told here. And therefore, solution is you. And the solution is that there is no problem. And that there is no other way of solving it. There is no problem is the only solution. But that means what? That means that the way of looking at yourself is the problem. And the way of looking is to be corrected. That's what Vedanta does. It doesn't solve a problem. It knocks off the problem by knocking off this error, knocking out the error, by pointing out the self-evident, self-being, the very solution you are seeking. I am insignificant. That conclusion itself is wrong. All karma's desires become glories. They are no more binding desires. Fulfilled you are happy, unfulfilled you are happy. Fulfilling you are happy. That's the glory. In the process, people are benefited. And therefore, he says, Avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina. Even for the jnanis also, jnanis means those who got some knowledge. Jnaninaha nityavairina kamena jnanam avrutam. This also can be taken this way. Jnaninaha nityavairinaha. For even jnanis, this is nityavairi. The one who wants to become a jnani, for whom the nityavairi, this is a permanent enemy, a consistent enemy, universal enemy. Here nitya is universal enemy. By this nityavairi called binding kama desire, that kamena jnanam avrutam, and etena what? Kama rupena. Etena kama rupena, that which is in the form of kama, ekaunteya. The kama is not one desire. Then it is over because the hetu is there. Desire one gone, and there are so many in the list already, manifest list. And then new kamas also will come. A few years ago, nobody had a desire for iPod. You know, iPod means when somebody told me iPod, I didn't know what it was, iPod. So I asked, what is iPod? Then Swamiji, you are there in the iPod. How I can be there in iPod? All your course is there in this iPod. he shows me iPad. So I thought, Swami, you have to come and listen to me. No, I don't need you. iPad. Switch on, Swami. Switch off, Swami gone. Very humbling. Switch off, Swami gone. Shut up. So, it's a humbling experience. As far as possible, I want to avoid it. It's not possible. Our own people humble me. They keep on doing this, recording. Then afterwards, people, why do you record? Just to keep it for future. For whom? And people will ask for. Then they will do. Switch on, switch off. Let them do it. Okay? No problem. I'm saying, why I say this is not a good thing. Avrutam jnanametena jnanino nityavairina kamarupena dushpurena analena cha. This kama is like a fire which can never be satiated. Therefore, one gone, another one, and that gone, another one, that gone, another one. When are you going to clear? Impossible. Like waiting for the waves to subside, to have samudra jnanam, samudra snanam. In the ocean, you want to have a dip, waiting for all the waves to subside. Waiting. Then went for lunch and came back. Waiting. Went for a coffee and came back. Waiting. Went for dinner and came back. Then afterwards slept on the beach itself. Then waking up, at least morning we'll have a bath. Waiting. When? This is karma. That's not the way. First neutralize. Desire, neutralize. Then you will have respite. That's intelligent way of handling. So, neutralize. Have the desires. Go after them. Act. And take the results as they come. Little understanding of Ishvara is important. Minimum knowledge you require. Then you can understand what the truth is. What is the truth? Then till the end of the chapter he talks about it. Very beautiful. We'll come back. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.